Hey everyone, it's me, Gabe here. The topic for today was supposed to be about being non-binary and everything that's associated with identifying as such, but due to how I've been feeling the last couple of days, what with my mental health going on the deep end really, so I decided to talk about that today, and also my heart's not really into making a video on a very serious topic outside of the videos I've been making every Wednesday. So today I'm just going to talk about my mental health, the situation, and the hopelessness that I've been feeling lately. So there's probably going to be very little to no editing, so this is me speaking in the raw. So let's see if I can talk about what's been going on with me the last couple of days specifically. So I haven't been feeling that well. I've been neglecting my feelings, and it stems from the fact from when I was a child. My mother would just yell at me for just crying, and I remember one time when I was like 8, I was like crying, like holding myself in a fetal position and crying my eyes out on top of my bed, and my mom would look at me and be like, "I don't give a shit if you cry." So I think a lot of what I'm feeling is basically pent-up frustration, and until I can't handle it anymore and I start to break down. So that's a very big flaw with me. So lately it's been getting to the point where I start like filling myself up with so much pent-up frustrations that I literally have no way to direct those feelings, because going to the gym does help. I would literally come home from the gym and I would run into like some strained family problem for one reason or another, or for no reason at all even. All the work that I just spent at the gym for the last hour or two basically just goes like that. It literally, all the benefits that I received just go out the window. And I guess the fact that like I stopped going to therapy for a month because the therapists I've been seeing hasn't really been helping. If anything, they've all been making my mental health deteriorate even more, because they haven't really been helping me. They haven't really taught me the skills that my parents have never taught me because they lack them themselves. Basically, they weren't even teaching me that. It's basically me just talking about like what's going on with me, what's been ailing me, like what I've been feeling that week or for the last 2 weeks, depending on their schedule. And it all gets with like met with like similar reactions, like, "Oh, that sounds tough, that sounds hard," or like similar remarks like that, and maybe like a couple of questions or two about like for clarification. But at the same time, it all ends with like, "Okay, well, that seems to be all the time we have for this week. Same time next week," and I never get anywhere. Like, they're not really pointing me to a direction that I need to go. And I don't mean like someone that needs to give me advice, but like teach me better ways to cope with what I'm feeling, because just waiting for it to like blow over like a volcano waiting to explode is not the right way to do it. I even know that. It's just I need to know how to better cope with what I'm feeling, because my parents are clearly not giving me that, and it's really crippling me as a person that's almost in their mid-20s that literally has no direction to go really, and doesn't really do anything other than make videos, go to the gym, or maybe write. And I'm not really doing anything to advance myself and reach the maturity that I should be reaching. Aside from like my mental health deteriorating, I have some intake appointments at a couple of places that take my insurance, so hopefully one of them does pan out. I have one like next week, so hopefully that one is good, because I was recommended by a friend that they do take my insurance, and they also do it for free if you don't have insurance. So it's one of those LGBT resources that are provided for young people, even though I'm in the outer part of the age range that they attend to in the demographic. They only attend to like people that are like 13 to 24, and I just turned 24, so whatever help that I will be getting off this person that I'm going to be seeing is until I turn 25. But hopefully in a year I would be making tremendous progress, and this person has told me like a lot of people have gotten help they needed from this person, so I got that going for me. So yeah, it hasn't been a lot of fun times this week. I'm trying to get through it. I've been feeling a lot excluded, and it's really hard for me to ask for help, because if I can't even ask my parents for help without seeming like a burden, how can I expect myself to ask other people for help, people that I'm not even related to? and like what's in it for them, so it's very hard for me to ask help. And this is a big problem with me because you could ask me like at any time, even when I'm feeling at my biggest low, if you were to ask me if I'm feeling okay, like how am I, I'll just say fine no matter what I'm feeling, even if like I feel like complete shit and that like I don't even want to get out of from bed. If you were to ask me are you okay, I'll say I'm fine, because I don't want to worry anybody, I don't want to be a burden to anybody. It's very hard for me to ask for help, especially when you have like parents that don't really take your feelings into account, and I definitely know that, and I'm trying to reach out more and practice more self-care, and I feel like I've been neglecting that so much at the cost of like helping everybody else, which is another problem that I have. Like, before I even focus on my problems, if I ever do focus on these problems, I focus on other people's problems because they seem a lot more manageable than focusing on my own, which is a very bad thing, you know. And I have to realize it's okay to not be okay. And I was watching a couple of YouTube videos off this person called Connor Manning, and I was like, wow, he really makes a lot of sense, and he sounds a lot like me. So I'm trying to be at that place where I want to be okay, I also want to move forward in life, but I can't really do it by myself, not the way I currently am. And finding a therapist, a capable therapist, not just any therapist, because the last one I had wasn't really working out for me, but to move forward, because I can't really get a job with the way I'm feeling right now. I have to be in a good state of mind, and I certainly can't get top surgery with the way I am right now either. So that's another concern of mine. And mental health is like my biggest concern with top surgery, because working out has been my lifesaver. It's literally been like God's gift from heaven, if we were to use like religious terms here, but as an atheist. So having top surgery, I would not be able to work out for like at least 3 to 4 months, at least not without like complicating my scars that I would be having, because I'm getting double incision. So, and I'm going to be stuck at home most of the time, which is a very toxic environment for me, and for reasons that I'm not ready to get into, because every time I talk about them I start tearing up quite a bit, because it's some heavy shit. So, and I'm not ready to talk about it that on camera yet. So yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of things. Just in short, I've just been dealing with a lot, and I don't allow myself to feel these feelings, at least not without severe consequences, or at least not in the company of other people. Everybody says I'm strong, but I don't really see myself as strong. But I do have to give myself credit for the fact that I never attempted suicide. Like, with all the things that go on with me, I'm surprised I haven't even, like, well, sure, I thought about it, but like I never actually attempted it, not even once. And that's, I guess, must be in its own way some kind of strength that I have. Maybe I'm always thinking to myself that, hey, life might get better, you know, in the future. So always look to the future, don't really think about now. I know it's gonna suck now, but things might get better in the future. Sorry for me rambling today. I really didn't have like a format to go on or an outline that I usually have when I make these videos. It's just really me talking in the raw with little to no editing to speak of, not even a title even. So I'm so sorry for like this freehand kind of video, but at least it shows me in a more vulnerable light, I guess, like more vulnerable to you guys. And that's also the point of YouTube, so you can show your more vulnerable side, because I'm sure we all have them, and we all need to practice self-care, and this is kind of also therapeutic for me. I don't know if that makes sense for some people. And I honestly feel so much better for doing this, so thank you guys so much for letting me do this. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'll put out a video every Wednesday and Saturday. I'm gonna get better, guys, so don't you worry. I just need to practice self-care, reach out for help more, and start looking for therapy. So yeah, I'll end this on a positive note. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.